Welcome to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. Each month, we'll feature business and community leaders sharing their stories, initiatives, concerns, and passions. Learn practical information regarding community resources and opportunities. Now, the host of Business Voice, Greece Regional Chamber President and CEO, Sarah Lentini.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Homes. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host. As always, I'm also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber. We have a great show for you today, starting with my first guest, Joel Craddock of Docks Facilities Solutions. Welcome, Joel.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for having me here, and I'm excited to go through this process.
We're delighted that you're here, especially delighted because we get to put a spotlight on something very exciting that I think has happened recently. You were named the 2023 Small Business of the Year by the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, and through a program and a process that has, since its very founding over a decade ago, been sponsored by Genesee Regional Bank. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, and have been nominated many times in the past. To actually win the award, as you saw that day, I just was overcome with so much emotion. And even just you introducing me like that, I'm feeling tears well up. Such an honor.
It's wonderful. Well, that's great to hear. Not because I want to see you cry, but it's great that it's it's meaningful, and that was clear at the event itself that we held this past December. That that this was something, that had a lot of meaning for you and your staff team. You have a great staff team, right?
I have, in my opinion, yes, I have a phenomenal staff team. And in the commercial cleaning industry, typically you see turnover rates of 400% to 500%. I have a lot of long-term employees. Sonia, who is my right hand, who you've even met personally, she's worked for me 7.5 years. She's the real heart and soul of the company. I might be the face. She's the heart and soul.
Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, it was lovely that you came up and accepted the award together, and you were in photos together as well, which is really nice. Let's take a step back.
Sure.
It's Docks Facilities Solutions. Tell us about Docks. How long has it been around? You started the company, right?
I started the company. Actually, this month will be our 11th year in business on the 23rd. It was started partly because I got laid off from another company, and everybody that I interviewed with wanted to start me at the bottom. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to start at the bottom, I might as well start at the bottom working for myself.
Nice.
And built it from the ground up with my former partner. And 11 years later, we have in the neighborhood of 35 full-time employees.
Wow.
We flex out to almost 50 full-time in the summertime when we're doing construction cleanups and flips and turns of college campuses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was founded, the name Docks. Everybody wonders what that is.
Yeah. What is that? I never asked you.
And I don't know if part of this, and I'll be told if this has got to be edited out, but it's a play off my last name. Being Craddock, because my father, who's going to be gone for 20 years, used to tell us that a person's name is the most important thing in the world.
Huh.
Like Sarah with an H.
Yes, thank you.
You got to make sure that you always, present somebody with exactly what's the most important thing. And my father says we're often called Dax, Decks, Ducks, and Dicks, and we're not Dicks, we're Docks. So hence the whole Docks theme.
Got it.
And then our hang tag is the prescription to your cleaning headaches or your facilities headaches. And that's all, again, Doc, like what's up, Doc, with Bugs Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of had the medical connotation to it. And we started the company in 2013 as a company that was going to clean for health.
Yep.
Rather than appearance. And at the time I was laughed at. Because everybody in the industry is like, no, it's all about appearance because everybody wants to pay nothing for cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, well, we're only a little more, but we take a lot more pride. We have the right types of equipment. We have the training processes, which lacked in our industry. And we spend a lot of time training our people to raise the bar rather than just be like everybody else.
And I've seen, the posts that you put out there on LinkedIn, also I'm sure on Facebook, but I see them predominantly on LinkedIn where, you're completing one certification or another or a training or another. You really spend some energy making sure that you stay on top of things, correct?
I do. I mean, and that was the other part about this industry. Nobody realized how important education is. They think that they can just bring anybody in and put a uniform or throw them out in the job without any type of training. And most of our jobs, we have to have continuing education because things change. COVID changed the cleaning industry just like it did for every business, but even the cleaning industry as a whole was changed because we had to do things differently. Different types of chemicals, different types of pieces of equipment were made in manufacturing during COVID, which now are a big part of the nightly cleaning service.
Yeah, that's terrific. So you were well positioned when folks were suddenly looking for more than just cleaning for appearance.
I do believe we were.
Yeah.
And we've been able to recoup because we lost 97% of our work because of COVID because everybody stayed home.
Yep.
Everybody was closed, and we had very few essential businesses at the time, so we had to look at our business and reposition where we were going to focus our attention in order to stay alive and continue going. But because we had the training and we had the equipment stuff, we were able to step in and work at a higher level right from the start.
It's great. It's wonderful. And I've never asked you this. Are you originally from this region, this area?
Born and bred. I'm a Rochesterian through and through.
Nice. Very nice. So this is your community. And
very much so.
Yeah. You made a commitment to stay.
I have.
And how big a region do you cover in terms of, people listening? This is, WYSL has a pretty big listening area. So how much area do you cover?
We are a locally owned company, not a franchise, locally owned, locally operated. We work in Monroe County, Wayne County, and Ontario County right now. So, and we have done work in some of the other counties and things like that, but it may be just a one-off, like doing a construction cleanup or something like that.
But you're covering a decent chunk of the region, the region with a capital R, the Finger Lakes region, Rochester Finger Lakes region as it is.
Correct.
So if somebody listening isn't in one of those three counties, they still shouldn't hesitate to call you?
I would say have them call our office. That would be perfect.
Okay, wonderful. Before I forget to do this, how do people reach you? Where are you guys located? How do they go about reaching out to you?
We're located at 1330 Buffalo Road in Gates. We've been there for over 7 years. And the best way is to either email me at joel@docsfs, which is David Ocean Charlie, samfranksam.com. And that's really the best way. Don't want to put my cell phone number out there. We do have an office number, but I never call it, so I don't ever remember it.
That's great. Wonderful. And, of course, people can always go to the Chamber website, and you'll be in our business directory, greasechamber.org. But I love the way you did that. How did you give that number again?
My email address, because it's DocsFS, David Ocean Charlie, samfranksam.com.
Love it. I think that's great because all those letters, can be misheard. And,
the double S's,
yep.
one's either dropped or missed altogether, and the F sometimes, yeah. So I've found that's the best way to do it.
That's great. So 11 years ago, you said you started Docs. You'd worked for other people in this industry before. How long have you been in the industry?
42 years.
Oh, is that all?
That's all.
I look old enough to have been in anything for 42 years. 42 years, wow. That's amazing.
Yep.
So, and obviously you've seen changes. You were really kind of talking about that, especially with the advent of COVID, of course. You think that's sort of a permanent change now?
It's definitely a permanent change because there is a bigger focus on cleaning for health all everywhere. We're even positioning ourselves that we can clean air now because a lot of people are more and more concerned about indoor air quality. So we have the ways to be able to clean the air with real-time data so people know how clean the air is in their facilities. And it can be hooked up to a smartphone so anybody in their facilities, department, engineers, whatever, it tells them where there's air quality problems and it can be addressed immediately. Some of the products we have can test up to 48 different types of issues. So things like mold, CO2, what's the particulate count in the air, particularly with manufacturing that work with a lot of oils or bakeries where you get a lot of contaminants in the air. So we're able to track that and have it on a big screen TV in their entryway telling people how clean the air is that they're actually breathing when they walk into a facility.
Wow, that's very impressive. That's great.
Yeah, not many cleaning companies do that. So we're positioning ourselves to be way different.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And you have some pretty big customers at this point in addition to, I mean, you deal with, is it mostly commercial customers?
Yeah, we don't do, the only residential type stuff we do is when we work with flip turns for investors who are renting full houses or whatever, and work with real estate agents when it comes to, getting houses ready for sale, but usually empty houses. But other than that, it's all commercial work. Wow.
And you've got, so I'm sure you have small businesses. I know you do. You have small businesses on the list and mid-size, but also some pretty big.
We have some pretty big names in the Rochester market that we work with.
That's great.
We work, on some education, some medical,
awesome.
Senior living facilities are some of the, the larger type places that we do.
That's great.
A lot of small businesses. So, nothing's a cookie cutter.
That's great.
Every company has its own challenges, and we have to look at every company as being completely different. Even if they're in the same vertical that we work in, everyone still has different needs because there's different types of people walking into their facilities or using their facilities.
Well, that's great. So 42 years ago, would you have thought that 42 years... You're shaking your head. No, you wouldn't have thought 42 years later that you'd be doing what you're doing and you'd be here.
No, I thought that was a stopgap to help, pay some bills. I know that originally my mother was very disappointed after, 4.5 years of college that I came out and I started working full time in a commercial cleaning company.
But she hadn't maybe seen the potential for you being a business owner. That's not a...
And that's the beautiful thing is I didn't see that. And that's part of what I talk about people when I do my consulting side of my company is that anybody can be anything that they want to be. And just because you are in this industry doesn't mean that you are that front entry line position. I've written magazine articles. I'm in the process of writing 2 books.
Wow.
I just got back from working at an NFL venue this weekend, and so I'm working with the NFL in some areas.
That's great.
What
are you doing with the NFL? Are you able to say or no? I mean, is it related to your business?
Indoor air quality.
Oh, wonderful. That's great.
As well as working with their own staffs on how to prepare the stadiums for before, during, and after a game.
Wow.
And develop training programs around that, as well as boot camps for their supervisors and managers, so that they know how to, use progressive discipline, how to work with individuals that sometimes need a little bit of, a nudge, but you still need them, even though maybe they may not be a type of employee you want to have long term, but while they're there, you still have to motivate them to work.
Yep.
So I do a lot of supervisor boot camps. And I'm even looking at working with some sustainability. And the particular NFL venue I was at this weekend, we looked at, they've already composted more than 80,000 tons of food waste.
Wow.
And that was just through 7 NFL games.
Wow.
In their venue, and allowing it to stay out of landfills and be able to be used as gray matter water that goes through waste treatment plants rather than... So helping these stadiums get more of a zero carbon footprint as well.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yeah, cleaning was so exciting.
Yeah,
and everybody...
No, you've made it exciting. Your company is doing all kinds of exciting things, far more than somebody might guess, who maybe only knows you in a limited way, myself included. So very, very exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, Joel Craddock, owner, founder of the very wonderful Docks Facility Solutions, the 2023 Small Business of the Year. Congratulations again, Joel.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you for having me as a guest.
Oh, you are very welcome. We hope that you come back soon because it sounds like you're evolving in all sorts of great ways.
I'm always welcome and open to any opportunity to do something like this.
Fantastic. All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Do not flip that dial.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. At Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home, the focus is always on how your loved one lived. Bartolomeo and Perotto has been helping families create meaningful tributes and celebrating unique lives for 3 generations. They treat your family like their own, always with the utmost compassion, warmth, and care. When you're in need, call Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's 720-6000.
Need help with health insurance? The Greece Regional Chamber provides assistance with health insurance for businesses, nonprofits, families, and individuals throughout our region. We pride ourselves on the personalized service that we provide for our clients. Let us help you find health insurance plans that fit your needs and navigate the paperwork. Greece Chamber Benefit Partners, located at 2402 Westridge Road in Rochester, New York, offers a broad range of medical insurance plans for businesses, nonprofits, individuals, and families throughout the greater Rochester Finger Lakes region, working with insurance companies including Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield, Univera, and MVP Healthcare. We can also help you access insurance plans through the New York State of Health, the official health plan marketplace. Again, you do not need to live or work in Greece to utilize our brokerage services. We serve the greater Rochester Finger Lakes region of New York State. Visit greecechamber.org to sign up for one of our free health insurance information sessions or schedule an appointment with one of our licensed brokers. Call 585-227-7272. 585-227-7272.
Have you felt the Village vibe? It's that feeling of confidence, a swagger that's only found when you visit the Village at Unity. It's laughter and joy. It's knowing that, hey, they've got this. Because what the Village does better than anyone is to help solve your senior housing problems. From dining to transportation and programs to security, you can be sure that the Village has it. Come and feel the Village vibe. Visit thevillageatunity.com and discover what your senior living experience could be.
Tune in anywhere. Live streaming to PCs and mobile devices at WISL1040.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host and the President and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber, and I'm delighted to welcome my next guest, a new member to the Greece Regional Chamber, Sally Berry of Bristol Creek Real Estate. Welcome, Sally.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm excited to be a member and excited to be here today.
Yeah, we're excited too. So this is, no kidding. I haven't had a chance to really sit down and talk to you and learn as much as I'd like to about the business. So I get to do, kind of two things at once today. Kind of fun for me. So I know we knew each other in a past life, Sally, but tell me about what you're doing now. Bristol Creek Real Estate, obviously a real estate company, but what is you got a special niche, right?
I do have a special niche. I started out doing a little bit of everything, but then I found some real great success doing midterm rentals. And midterm rentals are rentals that are furnished, but they are for shorter terms. So, a typical Airbnb stay, for instance, might be a weekend. A typical lease is for a year. This is sort of a hybrid of those things. It's a furnished rental, and all you really need to do is bring your suitcase. And I help people that are looking for lodging for 3 months or 6 months in the Rochester area and make it very easy for them to kind of settle in for whatever reason and enjoy their stay. And it has worked out really well, and I love promoting Rochester.
Oh, how nice. Are you a native Rochesterian?
I am. I am a native Rochesterian.
Very nice. Yeah. I think there are quite a lot of native Rochesterians that start businesses and lead business ventures here, and you're the second one today. So I was thinking you might be. So what is that on the rise? Are there more people than ever that are looking for short-term rentals here in Rochester?
That's actually a great question, and it's, I think, a bunch of different circumstances that have sort of fallen into place. Certainly, after COVID and people found out they could work remotely. Mm-hmm. I do get a lot of folks that are coming to the area. I just had a request from someone that wants to come see their parents but doesn't want to stay in their parents' house. They want their own space for a few months. We get folks that are just traveling through the area for whatever reason. I get a lot of traveling nurses. Rochester is actually the number 2 destination in New York State for traveling nurses.
Oh, my goodness.
Because of the great medical facilities we have. So I have many of my homes right now have travel nurses in them, and they also tend to extend their stay. So some of them are here already 6 months.
Wow.
And then they tell me they hate to leave because where they're going next doesn't have a Wegmans. So it ends up being a great location for them.
Yeah,
works out great.
And are there rentals all over the region? I noticed that you've been using the word region, so...
Mine are actually all focused actually in Greece, and I have found an area in Greece that is so central to everything. And as you know, in Rochester, it's easy to get anywhere. There's not really traffic to get anywhere, but most of my rentals are concentrated in the 14616 zip code, which is that area between Stone Road, Dewey, Mount Reed, and they're nice-sized houses.
Nice.
Folks that are doing midterm rentals don't need tons of storage space, so they don't necessarily need attics or basements. The size houses in that area work really well for midterm rentals. So it has really been a great vicinity for me. That was one of the reasons I wanted to join the chamber, was because I know what a great job a chamber can do for a small business, and I'd heard great things, so I was glad to join.
Oh, how nice. So they're houses, a lot of these places. They're not necessarily apartments and apartment buildings, although I imagine you may have those as well. Is that something, I didn't expect to hear houses. So are people renting through you potentially an entire house or a couple of apartments that are in one house? How does that work?
Yeah, so the majority of mine are homes, and I also buy homes, distressed properties, as I call them. So properties that have sat empty for a few years, or an estate sale where the family's out of town and doesn't want to deal with it. So we typically take houses that have been empty and fix them up, renovate them, and put them back into the housing stock for the area, which is always nice. The neighbors enjoy having folks in the driveway again. I tend to do homes, and I do have a few duplexes, so there's a couple apartments in the mix. But typically, folks that are traveling for a few months want to feel like they have a home. So being able to have their own kitchen to cook in, and a washer-dryer in the basement so they can do their laundry, and just simple things like that, and a couch to kick back on and watch TV at night makes, the home's kind of a nice sweet spot for them.
Oh, yeah, it sounds wonderful. So these are all houses and or structures that you own.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep.
So
correct.
And you created this inventory. And I can imagine that not only are the folks who are renting the home excited, but I imagine the community is indeed very excited to see you coming and putting people back in houses and
it
putting those structures back up to snuff. I imagine you're making sure that they that they're wonderful places to live, and then you furnish them. So are you doing that yourself? Or you?
Yeah, I furnish them. I mean, I always say literally right down to the pots and pans and the silverware in the drawers. So in that way, it is similar to an Airbnb. Everything you need, an ironing board, just everything you need. And we also provide starter baskets for our guests, which have we put a visitor guide in there for Rochester. Nice. We put in coffee pods. We put in some dishwasher pods, just so if they happen to arrive at the end of a day and have to go to work the next morning, they can at least get themselves started and off and running. But yes, and I furnish them. People ask how I furnish them. I have a very tight budget, but I do a combination of estate sales. I buy some things new. I use Facebook Marketplace quite a bit, and so it's a nice collection of new things as well as things that can add character and stuff as well.
Yeah, I was going to say it actually sounds really charming. That is, that would appeal to me greatly as a decorating style, as opposed to everything being brand new.
Right.
So very, very neat.
Right. And I've met some wonderful people from Facebook Marketplace too. So it's kind of been a really neat thing to meet people around town, and my brother has a pickup truck. I make him go with me and pick up big things, so it's been fun.
That's what family's for. Oh,
exactly.
Did I say that? No.
Exactly.
So how long have you been doing this?
Well, I have had rental properties for over 20 years. I had a first career in hospitality and tourism, and that's where you and I know each other from. So I've always been a landlord at the same time, just as a side thing for many years, and was doing a midterm rental, and then during COVID decided to pursue this full time. My tourism consulting and speaking career obviously went on hold, and I used some of the skills I had to start buying properties, and have a wonderful lender that I work with that helps me to be able to get in onto the properties, and it's a great contractor that he and I work really well together. So it's been a huge learning curve, but a lot of fun as well to provide housing.
Oh, it sounds like a wonderful fun, and something that you're uniquely, suited and tailored for. So how long do people have to commit? Is there a minimum commitment time to be in one of the, because the houses sound great.
Yeah, thank you. It's typically at least 30 days. We have a lot of small businesses that have folks moving to the area, and they don't want to live in a hotel, but they need somewhere till they find housing. So I try to be as flexible as I can, but typically folks are here for about 3 months. that gives them time to figure out what town they want to end up in. They can start looking around with having to feel like they've got their back against the wall, trying to, trying to find something. I do have one couple in one of my properties that is trying so hard to buy a home, and they don't want to get locked into another 1-year lease. So they put all their things in storage, and they've moved into one of my properties with the caveat that it's a 6-month lease, but if they find a home and give me at least 60 days notice, that I'll let them break the lease. So I know it's so challenging for young couples young families to get homes right now. So I can see that might be an opportunity for me to be helpful as well.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say just young couples. I'd say from what I'm seeing of the housing market, just as a layperson, it doesn't look as though anything is staying on the market very long at all. It's like everything's snatched up immediately, but almost everything is then under contract, typically in a contingent position, because everybody's in a house to begin with, and so I would think that'd be a great additional market and a growing one. Again, from what I'm seeing. Yeah,
I do have a realtor that's called me. She has a couple that's moving to the area and having a house built, and the house is taking longer. They need somewhere to live, but I don't have what they need, so. I definitely see a demand for temporary nice housing.
Oh, yeah. And so 2 questions. One is, are there other realtors that are doing something similar, without having to mention any names? But I mean, is this a trend, do you think, in the real estate
I definitely
world?
think it's a trend. And I'm not a realtor. I'm just an investor. But
okay.
I certainly work with realtors. But I think there are definitely other people that are in the midterm rental space.
Okay.
And I think there's some people that have short-term rentals, so Airbnb or VRBO type properties, and the rules and regulations around those are changing. So a lot of folks are pivoting to that midterm rental space. I think one of the advantages I have is I have a length of expertise. I have been doing it for quite a long time, so I know some of the amenities they're looking for that people providing short-term rentals might not be thinking about. So.
Yeah. And I did hear you say correctly that all of your rentals right now are in the town of Greece?
Yes, I do have one also down in Bristol. That one is, it's a little different. Folks that tend to stay there are folks that want to relocate to the Finger Lakes but aren't sure where they want to be. So they love the idea of being able to stay for 3 months or 6 months, kind of explore the Finger Lakes and see where they want to be. I had a couple that lived there a few years back that had a house fire. So their insurance company placed them there. Insurance claims, are really a good market for folks in the midterm rental space too, because either the family wants to stay in the same school district, or if there's flooding. I had a request a few weeks ago for a couple that are doing a major home renovation and don't want to be there. They need a place to stay for a few months, but nearby. So,
right.
And I think that's one of the things I like about midterm rentals. There's as many different needs and reasons why people are looking for them as there are, as there are people out there.
Themselves. Yeah, absolutely. And what's the longest you've ever rented property for?
I have several people that have stayed over a year. It worked out well for them. I have one of my folks down in my Bristol property was there a year and a half, and they ended up buying a home down in the area. Stay in touch with them. So it all depends. It's very situational.
Yeah.
My goal is to make it a very comfortable, feel like home, not feel like you're, staying in a basic apartment or a hotel room, to make you feel like you have a home to go to at the end of the day. And, make it as flexible as possible, and you're not locked into a 1-year lease. Give you some flexibility.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Sally, if folks are looking to connect with you or Bristol Creek Real Estate, how do they do that?
Thank you for the opportunity. So you can either go to bristolcreekrealestate.com. I also have a website specific to my midterm rentals, and it's ROCMTR.com. So rockmtr.com, and my contact information is on both websites. So I would love to hear from anyone that could help.
Wonderful. And if you get stuck after the broadcast and you want to connect with Sally Berry, all you have to do is also reach out to the Greece Chamber. Certainly our business directory is online as well, greecechamber.org. But you can also just give me a call, or anybody at the Chamber. So we're really delighted to have you in the membership, and so happy to have you on the show. Hope you come back again real soon to talk to us about how it's going. And I just want to make sure that everybody hears your name loudly, Sally Berry, Bristol Creek Real Estate. You heard the contact information. It sounds like you're doing a wonderful job and actually filling an important need for our community. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm excited to be a new member.
Yeah, you're very, very welcome. All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Do not flip that dial.
If you're looking for an opportunity to play a vital role in the fast-growing field of healthcare, then consider earning a degree in medical reimbursement and coding from Bryant and Stratton College. With curriculum built around the same standards and software used in the industry, you'll graduate with the skills and confidence needed to sit for key certification exams required by employers. And this program is now offered in a new blended learning format, combining the best of instructor-led face-to-face classroom instruction with virtual learning, giving you the flexibility to earn your degree in a way that best suits your schedule and life. Plus, thanks to Career Life Prep, you'll have a team to help chart your path, learn the soft skills employers are looking for, gain valuable professional connections, and enjoy career services support for life. So learn more about a career in medical reimbursement and coding today at bryantstratton.edu. Bryant and Stratton College, for every and in life. For important information and disclosures, please visit bryantstratton.edu/disclosures. Bryant and Stratton College complies with applicable state authorization regulations for distance education in all other states.
Every life has a story. Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home takes pride in helping families navigate the path to telling their loved one's unique story. It's difficult to avoid sadness at a time of loss, but sharing stories, pictures, and personal items can lead to a path of healing as you remember how special they were. Bartolomeo and Prado certified celebrants help to create a meaningful celebration. If you are in need or want to learn more, contact Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home at 720-6000.
The one media outlet you can count on. The voice of liberty. The WYSL stations.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host, as always, also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber, and it's my great pleasure to welcome my next guests. Yes, that's with plural, guests with an S. Ashley Lightcap and Lindsay Howell, both of Planet Fitness. Ashley is the regional manager and Lindsay is the assistant regional manager. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we're so delighted that you're on the show and very happy that you're in the Greece Chamber membership. Thank you for that as well. And I know you guys have some exciting goings-on in Greece. Talk to us about it. What's going on with Planet Fitness?
Yeah, so we are opening up a new Planet Fitness in Ridgemont Plaza, so really excited about that. Our expected time to open is February 12th, but we are online right now for sign-ups, so
awesome.
You can go online and sign up right now.
So let's tell people, where do they go to sign up? Is there a website?
Yeah, so you can go to planetfitness.com and look up Greece. And then we also have a pre-sale location as well, right in the same plaza as well, that you can sign up at.
Okay, and this is Ridgemont Plaza, West Ridge Road in Greece. Pretty well known street, pretty well known plaza. It's the plaza that Wegmans is in, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So if people are looking for a point of reference, and you're going to be opening your doors which day again? February
12th.
12th. And are there any special promotions that you guys are running that maybe the audience would like to hear about?
Absolutely. So right now we're actually offering a charter membership to the first 500 members for our most popular option, which is our Black Card membership. With that, it's only $19.99 a month.
Wow.
It's zero down, no commitment. So it is the best offer that we have going. We also have our Classic membership, which does offer the opportunity of $10 a month, 24 cents down right now. And the offer expires at the end of the month.
I love the 24 cents down. That's pretty reasonable. I think we have to say that's pretty reasonable. And $10 down, and $10 for the month, rather, you said for that one. And it's nice that you've got options for folks that are not just affordable, but don't require them to make a long-term commitment, so they can come and test and taste and fall in love with the gym and end up, showing up every month. So I don't have a very good picture, and I'm sure people would love to hear about what kinds of. You have all the traditional sorts of things that would be in a gym, but paint us a little bit of a picture of what kinds of programs you have.
Yeah, so some things that are unique to Planet Fitness. We have a 30-minute circuit. It is equipped with 20 stations, so there's 10 strength machines, 10 cardio steppers. It's ran off a red light, green light. So the green light's on for 60 seconds. That's when someone would be working out. Red light's on for 30. That's when you're switching stations. When you're done with all 20, you've hit every muscle and your cardio for the day. So it's really fast and convenient.
Wow.
If you're just trying to get in and out of the gym. So that's really nice. We also have a plan, we call it the PF 360. This looks like an adult jungle gym. It's very big. It has everything you can think of on it. And it's good for someone that's just starting out or someone that's been going to the gym. There's countless workouts you can do on it, and you can even go on our Planet Fitness mobile app where you can find workouts on there on how to do things around the PF360.
That's wonderful. And then at the gym, I imagine that there are fitness experts that can kind of guide you, give you some training, maybe make sure you're doing things the right way. I know that was always a question in my head. You know, it's been a while for me, but do you have a lot of different staff?
We do have a lot of staff, but we do have a trainer as well that is there Monday through Friday. At different times, definitely check out the Planet Fitness mobile app for that as well. But we offer classes, and our fitness training is included with all of our memberships, both of them for free, so you don't pay extra for the
that's
training.
Awesome. That is a really nice feature. Really, really nice. And then do you do this is just because it's been a while for me, but do you do any kind of group training, or is everything individualized?
So all of our training is group training.
Oh, it is?
We do have one that is one-on-one. It is called a Design Your Own Program, and that's where you'd sit one-on-one with the trainer and discuss any fitness needs that you have, if you have any specific goals, and they would tailor a workout to you. But the rest of them are groups between 5 and 10. Could be less than 5 if no one really signs up, but they go up to 10 people.
Well, that's nice. I imagine people make connections with each other then
absolutely.
As a result. Yeah, and that's sort of maybe it is an intended byproduct. I don't know, but it's a very nice additional benefit getting to meet people, especially if you're both struggling with the same kinds of things.
Exactly.
It can be a little frightening sometimes walking into a gym if you haven't been in one for a while, right? So
well, that's definitely what we're all about. We are the judgment-free zone, so we offer that non-intimidating, welcoming, clean environment for a beginner or for someone who's more of an expert. So that's one of the huge benefits of Planet Fitness.
That's really nice. That's a wonderful approach. I'm sure very welcomed by the people that walk in, especially after a while. And you probably have a few people walking in because we just had New Year's, and right? Doesn't everybody do the same thing? Make a resolution.
That's right.
This is the year.
Yeah, exactly.
And you help them keep their resolutions, which is
Absolutely,
really nice.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness doesn't just have this one location that we're talking about. What's the history of the company? How long has it been around? How is it structured?
Yeah, so we've been around for a very long time. We have a lot of locations. We're our franchise. So the locations that we have in New York are Buffalo and Rochester, and then as well as Syracuse, down kind of in Binghamton.
Nice.
And the ones we have around here are Batavia, Brockport, Irondequoit, Henrietta. So we have a lot of those locations.
That's wonderful. So there's the company that you work for owns the franchises that you just mentioned in this region with a capital R. It's a pretty big footprint, actually.
Correct.
But therefore, is it sort of locally owned and managed?
Yeah. So globally, Planet Fitness has over 2,500 locations.
Oh my goodness.
So there are different franchise groups within every area. And one of the best perks of our Black Card membership is when you have that Black Card membership, it does allow you to have that reciprocal access so that you can visit any one of our 2,500 locations globally, regardless of the franchise that you're in.
Oh, that's a wonderful deal. What a wonderful benefit. And you said globally. So are there literally Planet Fitness
Yes.
in what, like other countries?
Australia,
Yeah,
Canada.
Nice. Places that speak English. I like that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's great. And how long have you guys been in your respective roles? Ashley, I know you're regional manager, so I'm guessing you've been there a while? Or?
I have not, actually. I have been with Planet Fitness now just over a year. It was a year on November 27th.
Congratulations.
Coming from a long history of retail and then jumping into the fitness industry. But it's a great company to work for. And of course, we're hiring.
Yes.
Oh,
You know,
even better.
Always hiring.
Oh.
So it's a fantastic environment. Being around people who have goals, they're motivated, they're driven, and it doesn't feel like work if it's something you enjoy going to every single day. So I really love working for Planet Fitness.
Oh, that's wonderful. And how about you, Lindsay? How long?
I've been in the company for 6 years. I just got promoted to assistant regional manager last December. So
Another
I've been
congratulations.
there, for a year in my position. But with the company for 6. I started off just as a seasonal staff and just kind of moved my way up.
So you're the poster child for you can start here and work your way up pretty quickly to, a leadership position, which is awesome.
Yep.
And so let's talk a little bit more about the fact that you guys have, you've got jobs open, you have openings, you have jobs available. So where do people go to see the list of jobs? How do people reach out to you if they're interested in employment?
Yeah, we do post on Indeed. So they can go on Indeed and look at our listings. You can also just rate on Google, type Planet Fitness job openings. They should pop right up. But we offer like front desk position, overnight positions, trainer, if there's a club looking for one, and management positions. They all are on there.
That's wonderful. And do you need to put in like Rochester or Greece because it's such a big...
You can source a specific area if you wanted to put in Planet Fitness Greece. Right now, I know we're looking for overnights, because we are going to be 24/5.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. You're going to be open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week?
Correct.
Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes. So we will open midnight Monday night. We will close for business on Friday at 9 and then open 7 to 7 on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, so you're still open on the weekends as well. And
Correct.
That's a nice long window. And of course, because it's the weekend, people are going to have more flexibility anyway. So I totally get the logic of that. Wow, that's great. I don't imagine that's true of too many other places. So I have to think that that's going to be very welcomed as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wonderful. That's not just your Greece location, right?
No, we do have other locations in Rochester that are 24 hours. That would be our Henrietta location, Arundecoit, and Gates.
Very cool.
Also, Victor, I believe, is also 24 hours.
Wow. And being regional management, you guys are really focused on all of those places and then some, probably, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. You kind of had that when I met with you, and you looked like you were very organized.
Yes.
I had the impression you guys, and you have to be. Exactly. That makes complete sense. So let's, before I let you go, let's just remind everybody that you're having a grand opening, where it is, and how they can reach you.
Okay, so we are going to have a grand opening ceremony sometime in March.
Wonderful.
Date is coming soon.
Wonderful. We're going to be waiting with bated breaths. Hopefully we can all be there because we want to be able to congratulate you. And tell us again where the new Planet Fitness is going to be and how people can reach you.
Yep. So it's going to be in Ridgemont Plaza, right
Westridge?
Right next to the Best Buy.
2833 West Ridge Road.
2833 West Ridge Road, Ridgemont Plaza, right next to Wegmans and Best Buy, and a few other things for that matter. We didn't mean to exclude anybody, but those are two pretty big stores that people are going to know. And then people have all kinds of wonderful promotional opportunities they should take a look at. Where can they go again? Just go to, is it just planetfitness.com?
Go on planetfitness.com, or you can walk into our on-site presale site, which is located in the same plaza. So we have staff there that's waiting to assist.
And we're open 10 to 8, 7 days a week at our presale. So
pretty wonderful. Thank you so much. Ashley Lightcap, Regional Manager, Lindsay Howell, Assistant Regional Manager, both of Planet Fitness. Thank you guys so much for being with us here today on Business Voice.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Sarah.
No, you're very, very welcome. All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Do not flip that dial.
Funerals can be expensive. You may be surprised to learn that you can get Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Homes 5-star service at a price you can afford. They understand one price doesn't fit all and strive to ensure that your needs are met within your budget. Their family of funeral homes are a part of helping to achieve that goal. But above all else, they promise quality service. The details are taken care of so you can focus on what's important. Find out more by calling Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Home at 720-6000.
If you're looking to market and grow your business, make new business connections, and give back to the community in a meaningful way, consider joining the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. We're the largest suburban chamber in Monroe County, and we offer networking, education, marketing, insurance, and advocacy. You do not need to live or work in Greece to join. Our members come from throughout the region. In short, we're better together, and together, we're moving business forward. Visit greecechamber.org or call 585-227-7272 to join today.
Depositing your money with Genesee Regional Bank helps strengthen the local community. That's because GRB lends its deposits so the community can grow and prosper. Genesee Regional Bank. Community banking, community building.
Visit grbbank.com. Member FDIC.
Tell advertisers you heard about them on WYSL. AM 1040 and 92.1 FM and 95.5 West.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Homes. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host, as always, and also the president and CEO of the Chamber. I am delighted to welcome my next guest, who's been on the show at least a couple times before, if not even more, Kevin Ferguson of Collette. Welcome, welcome, Kevin.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I know what you were saying there.
Did you?
Welcome back.
Well, that's because you speak many languages, right?
A couple here. I speak Sarah, so that's all that matters.
You really do.
Yeah,
you speak Sarah, and you're always very kind and patient. So, that's actually a good segue. We've had you on the show before. Maybe I've asked you this, but I don't know definitively if I have. How did you get involved in travel in the first place? Did you think when you started out that you were going to be in travel as long as you have been?
Well, I think for me, I was a tour manager for 7 years before I got into the sales side. I had fallen in love with languages and travel, like a lot of things, but I also love people, and I also like challenges. So when you travel, there's things that are going to come along your way, and you need to be able to deflect it, and you also need to be able to make sure that you make the most of it, and that's something that I espouse to every day, and I think travel is the only thing that you pay for that you really become richer from as well, in terms of experience-wise. So
yeah,
that's why you got to go out and see everything.
Yeah, you do. It's funny that you say that because, I've certainly heard you say it before, but I suppose I've been thinking about this a lot lately because maybe because we just came off the holiday where, you spend time thinking about what to get people and kind of racking your brain and thinking about what you would like. And honestly, the older I get, the more valuable experience becomes as a gift. Giving somebody or receiving, for that matter, an experience that that goes beyond a product. It's one. How many pants and shoes and shirts do I really need? But I would, if I'm given an experience, I'll remember that, and it'll have hopefully a really great impact on me for the rest of my life. So I know that you do speak a lot of languages and you've been a lot of places, but these days you're more focused stateside, correct?
I'm traveling a lot stateside here as well. I'm not touring as much anymore. But as the demand of travel, it has completely changed in the last couple of years, where during the pandemic we were staying close to home. Now the demand has changed back to what it was 2019 and years prior.
That's great.
Where the demand is international, it's exotic, I have not gone and done anything in several years. I want to do these places when I can and experience these places when I can. The demand has shifted, 180 degrees to a different part of the world. Yeah, and certainly,
everything is, for anybody who doesn't know this, everything is lifted in terms of travel, right?
Yes, in terms of restrictions or things like that, there's not this, COVID policies of, having to do this. Nobody's asking for that stuff anymore. As a company, we're operating tours in most parts of the globe. We're not doing China. We're not doing Russia. We're not doing Israel right now, obviously, for the what's happening in that part of the globe. But the world is open, and it's, are you open to it? That it's all up to you. So just today I had people say, oh, I'd love to go and do Italy. I'd love to go and do Greece or Ireland. And that's what we're seeing right now, is that this time of year, after the winter, the winter blues start to set in after the snow has started to fall, and it's time to look forward towards 2024 later on this year, as well as 2025. So we have a lot of great experiences here for prospective travelers with the Greece Regional Chamber's travel program here as well.
Yeah, and we've been working with you forever and love working with you guys. And for anybody who doesn't know, Collette is a very well-established and very well thought of tour operator, travel business. Do you want to just give us a quick overview of Collette?
Yeah, we do 180 different tours, all 7 continents, nearly 60 different countries. We're the longest-running tour operator in North America. Have been around for 106 years, since 1918. We actually sponsor Wheel of Fortune, so we're actually sponsoring in January here, January 8th to the 12th is when we're doing that on air. So, again, very much a household name in many ways. We have a cancel for any reason insurance policy, which is industry leading. So if somebody has to cancel literally to the day prior, it's a full money-back refund, not a coupon or a voucher or a credit. And again, ultimately here is, being a company that offers travel and tours, is we're seeing that people want to stay longer in destinations. So we have trips that are just one hotel, for example, and doing day trips throughout, or couple nights here, a couple nights there, but it's not living out of a suitcase as it may have been in decades past or generations past here. So, we have 5 different types of, styles of travel, from those one hotels to even river cruising to faith-based itineraries and even holiday tours. So all different times of year, we have great opportunities for travelers.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And we, as I mentioned, the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce has been working with Collette for a long time, and planning trips for throughout the year. And we plan them pretty well in advance, so we have a long lineup of trips for 2024. And I think we're about to release, if we haven't already, our 2025 trips as well, because it does, it is something that you think about pretty far in advance. You don't have to, but most people do. And we have booking deadlines that tie to some promotional opportunities as well. And I'm going to ask you, Kevin, to talk about the trips that we have lined up, if you have that. But I just want to say to folks before I forget, you do not need to live or work in Greece to travel, with the Greece Regional Chamber's Collette travel program. And you don't have to be a member either, although there are some advantages to membership. So, Kevin, take it away. Tell us about the trips.
Yeah, thank you so much. So for last-minute travelers, this winter into early spring, we still actually have availability for tropical Costa Rica, which we're doing March 10th to the 18th. So great warm, fun, and sun destination, but seeing a lot more, and great biodiversity. Sunny Portugal, also in April. We have just 2 seats left. We have several travelers from the 585 area code here going on that trip here as well, April 2nd to 11th. So again, just reach out to the Greece Regional Chamber on this. Now, what's next? We are actually going to be doing an upcoming travel presentations here in person at the Chamber, and it's going to be on Italy. We've been exploring Italy, which is going to be one hotel up in northern Italy here in Treviso, which is actually the home to tiramisu, where they created that, and doing Verona, again, tied to William Shakespeare, going to Murano and doing seeing glass-blowing demonstrations, Venice, doing a Prosecco winery tour, the Dolomites of Italy. Did I mention grappa yet? No, we're doing grappa tasting here, even having a visit to a Venetian villa on this, and it's one hotel. That trip's going out in July, and so we have limited time for people to kind of make up their mind on this. Usually at about 6 months prior, that's when we have to give back any any spacing here to the airline. So again, we have dates and rates that are locked in right now. So this will help you to plan. we have Alaska Land and Cruise, which is going to be a 7-night cruise with Holland America, and that is going to do Fairbanks and the land, so Denali or Mount McKinley, as it was previously named, doing that Tundra Wilderness Tour. We'll take a luxury domed rail car down and then getting into Anchorage, going out doing the Hubbard Glacier while on that cruise, Glacier Bay, Skagway, Juneau, the Inside Passes, Estican, and we're going in a great time of year, August. So this is the second half of August 14th to the 25th. We have our British Landscapes Tour, which is going to be September 10th to the 19th. So once the kiddies are back in school, decent weather here as well. And this focuses on Scotland as well as Wales and England, and doing Edinburgh Castle, York, Chester, which are some of these smaller towns here, then also doing Stratford-upon-Avon, Oxford, where, of course, the university town will actually have a choice on tour. So you could do one thing, your traveling companion does the other. Great, go back, compare notes, no extra dime. And then, of course, capping off there in London. That's happening in mid-September. We have a California Dreamin' Tour, which is going to be doing California in mid-October from the 7th to the 14th. Important for me to say this because the warmest time of year, the warmest day in California, in San Francisco, for example, September the 20th.
Really?
For us here in Rochester, July the 20th.
Oh.
So this is actually a nice time of year to go out there, out west, to that Pacific, those Pacific states here. And this focuses on Yosemite National Park, Sacramento. We have a choice on tour doing either the State Railroad Museum or the Crocker Art Museum. We do a scenic cruise out on Lake Tahoe. How cool is that? And, of course, a winery tour in Napa Valley. When's the harvest of the grapes? In October. When do you want to go to a winery? In October, because that's when, you're getting it picked right off there. And, of course, finishing up in San Fran.
And I don't think we have a whole lot more time, but is there one more trip? Is it the Spain, Morocco?
Well, and just to cap off and I'm not going to go into descriptions on this, but Spain and Morocco on November 2nd to the 18th, really being able to understand and experience two different continents, both Africa as well as Europe. We have a European Christmas markets tour early December from the 3rd to the 11th, doing Prague, Vienna, and Budapest. And for 2025, we have Hawaii, Australia, New Zealand lined up during our winter months. It's summer there. Spain and Madrid in April, and Croatia in May.
Wow.
We do the Canadian Maritimes in the early late August, early fall, and then Ireland, Costa Rica once again, and then spotlight on Sorrento, Central Italy in November. One hotel doing the Amalfi Coast. That's going to happen up in November of 2025. It sounds a long time away, but this gives you time to budget, plan, prepare, and get excited.
What an amazing lineup. Kevin Ferguson from Collette, thank you so very much for being with us here today on Business Voice.
Thank you so much.
That pretty much does it for us here today on Business Voice. Business Voice is a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce sponsored by Bartolomeo and Perotto Funeral Homes. I want to thank my guests today, starting with Joel Craddock of Docks Facility Solutions, 2023 Small Business of the Year, Sally Berry, Bristol Creek Real Estate, Ashley Lightcap and Lindsay Howell of Planet Fitness, and, of course, Kevin Ferguson of Collette. If you're interested in any information about any of the folks that you heard today, including Collette and the wonderful trips that they're lining up in partnership with the Greece Chamber, please check us out on the web at greecechamber.org. That's greecechamber.org. And until next time, be well.
You've been listening to Business Voice. The Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce serves businesses, nonprofits, and individuals throughout the region, focusing on promoting economic and community development and serving as the voice for business. The Chamber offers networking, education, advocacy, community events, and business services. It serves as an important platform for business leaders and citizens to come together in support of common goals.